coming through. I'm thinking that's Mike. All right. Good evening, folks. We are. Vic sending me my message. Just a reminder. Vic is my alarm clock on a Thursday night. So here we are, guys. We are live. Good to see everybody.
Hi, guys.
Well, Janie.
Hey.
Janie, hope your week is going pretty well, despite today. Hope
you know, I'm over it. But guess what? I have tomorrow off.
How nice is that, huh?
I'm so happy. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. And do you notice anything new? Anything new at all?
Wait. I got to be careful with this because I get asked these questions a lot by my wife. The hair is up this time.
The hair is up this time because basically I was running around at work and I'm like, let the poof fly. So I just left it up, but no headset. I don't act like a radio controller anymore for the airport.
Yeah.
I have earbuds now.
You had them in last week.
I did have them in last week, but I'm so happy because I feel like I'm not eating the microphone.
Well, I have a separate remote camera which has built-in microphone, and I find that every time that we do a show, I'll go back like 2-3 days later and watch it. You just do, especially being a teacher. You always look for, okay, what do I say all the time? What do I do all the time? You want to try and change those things up, and so I'll go back and watch or whatever. And I'm finding that camera, the picture is better, but at times it sounds like when I'm talking down a piece of like a PVC pipe. You kind of get that little kind of like reverberation. So right now I'm just on my factory camera and microphone.
Yeah. So if I sound goofy, please let somebody tell me. Victor, I know you'll say something. So hi, Nate and JJ. So how's your week been so far?
My week has been good. It's been hectic. Actually, I shouldn't say that. My week is starting to loosen up. So I mean, being a teacher is kind of one of those, it's a feast or famine thing. Like in the school year, you are six days a week, you are all day, and you are most of the evening. It's just the way it is. And the trade-off then is you get about 2 months off. Yeah. However, on top of that, I've been doing, so I do a run club after school for the elementary kids a couple days a week. And on top of that, I've been in physical therapy 3 days a week. So there's many days. I leave the house in the morning, 6:45, no later. And there's many nights I don't get home until 7:00. So it's kind of give or take. And I just got dismissed from physical therapy. And so it's like, it's only about, 4.5 hours a week, but that's a big 4.5 hours that I could use to try and get back on top of things. So pretty happy to have that back.
Well, I'm glad that you're out of therapy, so that's good. It's never fun for physical therapy because it's strenuous, and I've been down that road. I just got a message from Juanita. She says Mike is having technical issues.
Oh, really? Okay.
Thanks, Robert. Thanks. I know my hairdo today is basically Janie was running around like a chicken with her head cut off at work, so I didn't change it. Let's see. Victor's on. Robert's on. My buddy Paul. Paul was really good. He was watching the traffic for me. He lives in North Carolina, and he was watching the traffic for me to make sure I got home. So, and he says that I sound fine. Thanks, bud.
Well, I'll tell you what. My first experience with traffic in North and South Carolina was we did a vacation. Took a week down, kind of went down Myrtle Beach, that kind of stuff. Had never been down there before. And we were somewhere between Virginia. I think we were in Virginia. Oh, I just heard somebody pop up. Might be our good friend Mike here. Let me take a look. And we were, we were a couple hours in. And, hey, there's the man. Good evening, Mike.
Oh, hey, bud.
Yet he's working on it. That's all right. And Mike, how you doing?
I was here at 10 after. I had everything set up, and then all of a sudden Facebook said, we don't recognize your laptop. So I had to go 3 different times to send me a code. They never sent it. Then I have to go in and verify comments I made recently. And it's like, okay, I think I said this 2 weeks ago, and that didn't work. So they finally sent me an email code, and that apparently worked. But so I'm sorry I'm late, but I drove 9 hours to be here.
Oh my gosh. Well, Juanita, I'm replying to Juanita right now.
How was your drive in, Mike?
I'm good.
A lot of traffic, not a lot of hold up.
No, traffic wasn't too bad. It kind of got a little bit in Indiana, and then in Kentucky it was kind of slow around Louisville. But other than that, it was a nice ride, nice hotel. Food
now, where
nearby.
are you staying at, Mike?
The Clarion.
Is that the one that you gave me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Some kind of Pike.
Okay. Yeah.
Or something.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So I let Juanita's like, I just let Juanita know that we got him. We got him. He's on here. He's here.
He's on board.
He's on board. He's on the boat.
Gonna take a nap, or I would have told her I was having issues. But
I got him. I got her.
Oh, good. James, we appreciate you taking the time to get on. You know.
Yeah. So, all right. I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
I am ready if you are,
Chief.
Tonight, we've got a special showing this evening. Sorry, I had to throw out the disclaimer there real quick.
Got to do it.
Yep. All Jaws pictures, clips, music are owned and copyrighted by Universal Studios.
Coffee mugs, T-shirts, everything.
The shirt I'm wearing, you name it. If it's from the movie, copyright. Okay. I've been trying to start off every time we get on here with just a couple little updates of what we see going on with our friends. Hopefully you guys have seen the post. It kind of neat. We've got a couple different pages on Facebook that have kind of, come together, work together, to really kind of help keep this thing going and prep ourselves for the inevitable 50th. And I put the post up. I didn't put a whole lot up with it because, to be honest with you, I think what Mike and the other guys put together and put up, I think kind of speaks for itself. It's kind of neat to see, a couple different groups of people coming together, with a common idea or a common theme. And so I think, it's hard at times to get people together and not have problems or squabbling or someone's worried about their interests. And I think it speaks a lot about the people involved in these groups and the fact that we're able to kind of get together and do that, have the camaraderie that we do. So hopefully you guys saw that. I posted it on all three of the pages that I'm a part of with Jaws 50, Let's Talk Jaws Live, and also Back in the Day. And I think what's going on this weekend with you guys is a pretty good example of what we've talked of what you put together there, Mike, with that visual. So.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's as we often say, amity means friendship, and basically, we are a collection of in my opinion, the best and a couple of them the biggest pages on Facebook, we have a combined membership of all of them of over 200,000 fans. And we're just
and growing,
and we're sharing. We're the word of Jaws. And I didn't see what you posted. I'm assuming it's the flyer. I'll be handing those out. I'll be handing those out this weekend at Scarefest. I'm pretty sure I can put them on Jeff Kramer's table. I'm sure Jeff Voorhees and Susan Bacalani won't mind. I'll schmooze Richard and see if we can give some stuff out in his lines. And we'll definitely Saturday is the Jaws panel at 4, and I'm hoping to get everybody that's going. Martin will be there from Amity Jaws Group, and there's I think at least 10 people from Amity Jaws Group. Dean is coming over from England.
Which is amazing. Yeah.
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 Ross.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, especially for. I'm not diminishing Screamfest because it looks like it's going to be a great show, but it's not like Jaws exclusive. It's not like the people that came from England and Australia and other parts of Europe for the first, the last two Jaws fests. But I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of people that I've only talked to, online, meeting them face to face. And quickly, since you mentioned T-shirts, I want to thank Nolan Philpott, who in this, I bought this. I didn't get it free, but he donated some. He donated some shirts for his giveaway on the Jaws 50 page. And Nate, when I get back, yours will be in the mail. Janie, when I see you.
Oh man! Nice.
And yes,
on the back. All right.
Oh my gosh! Awesome.
So, we're raring to go. We just need an event. We got
one coming. But yeah, very cool, Mike. And the shirts. Hey, the shirts look great, by the way. I like them. Yeah.
Awesome.
Excited about that. Cool. All right, we got a couple comments in here. Watching my 30 Days of Horror film. That's a pretty common thing in October these days. It's kind of like dry January. In October, you got to watch like a horror movie, all the way through. So, yeah, pretty interesting. I'm not sure who said that, but
that was Victor. Victor said it.
Was that Vic?
It was Vic.
What you got here? My physical therapy is stopped going.
It's that time of year, and I think. I haven't been checking, but usually Rick Vale posts a different T-shirt every day for the 30 days of Halloween. So
that's cool.
I brought like 10 different shirts for a 3-day event. I told Juanita I'm going to be like Cher. I'm going to do change in the middle of the day and walk around. So Hey, Robert. Well, let me turn that down.
Robert says hi there.
Yeah.
What else we got going on here? All right. Juanita Smith, we got him. Yeah. So we're going back and forth. I guess we were contacting Juanita, making sure you were alive and floating to the surface there, Mike. So
I am.
Listen, she knows that when I'm there, she'll tell me, she'll go, did he eat? Yeah, he ate. Yeah. I went and got him something to drink and stuff. Yeah. When we were at SharkCon, I'm like, I got him. No worries.
I'm not starving. Trust me.
No. And she wanted to make sure you were okay.
Jen does that too. You know what? I don't know what it is, Mike, but it's, I guess if you've been together for a considerable amount of time, you're so used to living with one another that when you separate for whatever reason, man-childs, and they have to make sure that we're brushing our teeth, we're wearing clean underwear, and we're eating, right, Mike?
Always.
I just gave him a sandwich and a drink. That's it. That's all I did. And the rest was up to him that day. And I sat there and sold books. And then Richard Dreyfuss came up behind me. And I don't know if I've ever told this story, but I probably did. And we were sitting there. And that's why I'm excited to see him again. But he looks at me. He's over my shoulder and says, is this where we get the Richard Dreyfuss autographs? And without any hesitation, no filter, no nothing, Janie goes, hell yeah. And he cracked up laughing. It was so good and this was after I did my meet with him and my photo and talked to him a little bit, but this was his second round after lunch. And I almost crapped my pants because he snuck in on me, but it was so much fun that day.
He's stealthy. He's stealthy.
He is. He's a ninja. So oh my gosh, that was so.
We got a request here, Mike. To get some interviews. It says
that's Victor.
I am working on that. Depending on their availability, if they could do something there, but we will. We will be doing live videos all weekend, and we'll share them on this page and the Jaws 50 page, Amity Jaws group. It's going to be a fun it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, and I'm sure the logistics of trying to work something like that in an event like this isn't quite as easy as what it might seem to be, too. You know, I mean, there's a million things scheduled.
There are other people I'd like to interview for Media Mics, and the promoter said, "Oh, you know," he sent a note and said, "You know, interviews are at the discretion of the talent." And I said, "So we can, you know, set up something later?" And he goes, "No, they might talk to you during the show." And I said, "Wow," because every show I've gone to in other places, they always tell you don't bother the talent, don't ask them for interviews, don't do anything. Right. So, Clint Howard and Dylan McDermott, I'm gonna try to finagle something with at least later on for the website, and then, Jeff was supposed to do this show a year and a half ago.
Which Jeff?
Before Jeff Voorhees. Well, Jeff Kramer was supposed to do it, and I'll ask him, but he couldn't open the link to the studio, the Be Live. And I don't know if it's because he had a Mac or what it was, but I'm going to hit him up this weekend. Jeff Voorhees was supposed to do it. He ended up having a issue in the kitchen at the wharf, and he couldn't make it. But I'll get with him. I'll get with Susan and have them on the show.
Like how pretty do I have to look to convince Voorhees to come on? Please.
You're fine. You're fine the way you are.
He's a really nice guy. I love him.
He's super nice.
He is.
He really is. Every time I've ever met the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about his dog. He loves his dog.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's a message from Donna. It says, "Hi, everyone. Just saying a little hi. Met Dean this past year when he came here. Mike, say hi to him for me." So very cool.
I certainly will. He's got some crazy stuff. He's building that little miniature orca with all the different people in it, and
which is amazing.
Everything is so detailed. He's been posting some posters that he spent a lot of money on. And I'm guessing it looked like I froze for a second because I think I'm not at home. I'm using the hotel Wi-Fi. So
and you know what hotel Wi-Fi is like.
Yes.
Yeah. Not a problem.
Well, Donna, I will definitely tell him you said hello.
Yeah, and you guys at home, give Donna a shout out. I talked to Donna last week, and she's a little under the weather, not feeling all that great. So, if you guys get a chance, if you guys get a chance, give her a shout out, send her a message. You know, just hi, how you doing? I'm sure she'd love to hear from you guys. I'm gonna try and give her a call here, hopefully over the weekend, see how things are going. Yeah.
Feel better, my love. Feel better.
Yes. Yeah. Very nice hearing from her. Always is.
Yeah. I hate that.
Okay. I'm not seeing that comment on my phone. Who said they were bringing their book for me to sign?
Let me see. I didn't see anything about that.
Let's take a look at what we
Campbell Owens. Somebody by the name of Campbell Owens.
All right, Campbell.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey.
Well, Campbell Owens. Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, bring $60. That's what I charge. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I do not charge for autographs. So yes, I will be happy to meet you and sign your book. Thank you.
Yeah, very nice. Actually, Mike's such a gracious guy. I had came on as a guest on the show the one night, and I don't remember the premise of the show. And I came on, and we were on the vineyard, and it was over Father's Day. And I got your book for Father's Day, and I told the whole story. I was reading your book on Father's Day, sitting on Inkwell Beach, just, having a blast. And Mike, you sent me the autographed stickers that go inside the book, and the one that when you did the forward for the what was it, Jaws on Martha's Vineyard re-release with Eddie
Edie's book, yeah,
Eddie. Yeah,
the book plates,
yeah, very cool, man. Yep. I keep all those guys together.
Going to be here. I did bring books. I brought my book, and I also brought some of Edie's books, and I have some book plates that Edith Blake signed. So it's like getting Edie's autograph.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I got one of Edie's. I didn't get a chance to meet her last time I was on. She was kind of doing okay one minute, not feeling too good the next. And Donna said, "You can try and set something up." And I said, "You know what? I mean, the lady's gracious enough. She was going down and she was signing books, but Donna called down to the bookstore and had the clerk at the bookstore reserve a signed book for me. So I ended up getting one anyway. I mean, and that's just Donna, so very cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amity. That's
All right.
friendship.
That's
right.
exactly, that's why I love everything about this. So let's hit just a little bit of maybe recent news of what we have. Just a couple of little things that I've noticed going on with some of the sites. So over at Amity Jaws, if you don't know, they put shirts up for sale. They're still available. You can still get on there and you can check out and order one of their shirts. And they had a contest. It was like the top Jaws fan or whatever. And the winner of that contest won. It's a 3D, almost like a holographic kind of image light, kind of shoots up into, I believe, a piece of crystal. And there was a winner to that. I believe that if I read it correctly, they commission more of those. You can actually go and purchase one of those now, which is pretty cool.
Amity participation medal, just like Little League.
yeah, right. And pizza afterwards, right?
pizza and Coke afterwards at the Pizza Hut.
Right.
Pizza and ice cream. That's right. Yeah, very cool stuff. Those guys always have something going on, something in the wind. It's really neat to see. So it's very impressive. So, and then I'm always hopping back and forth and checking out some of the Daily Jaws stuff. And on top of it, the constant interviews. And Mike, I know you've been doing a lot with Ross over at the Daily Jaws in the recent couple of weeks as well. Couple months. I mean, you guys did a full movie commentary. What was it, back in summertime, I want to say?
Yeah, we did for the anniversary of Jaws 2. Ross and I, we did an audio commentary for Jaws 2. So if you ever watch Jaws 2, we tell you when to start it, and we just ramble on. And somebody posted, "You guys, you sure didn't talk a lot." And it's like, I could have just talked over the whole movie, but I just I like to hit the high points and then let people enjoy the film. And we stayed on point. The audio commentary for the French Connection was done by Roy Scheider and Gene Hackman, and they talked about the French Connection for about 10 minutes. And everything else was like, "Oh, remember this? And we went to this party and we were doing this," which is great. I mean, that's to me, that's more fun sometimes. But it's on Facebook. I think it's had 7,000-8,000 listens on Facebook. It's on YouTube, but it's the Jaws 2 audio commentary. Check it out.
Cool.
Yes.
Might just answer this question. Yep, it's on YouTube as well.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, all the Daily Jaws stuff is on YouTube. You can get on there and subscribe to the page. Yep. Yeah, hop on there and subscribe. And if you ever want to go back and watch any of these episodes in the last 6 months, there's a YouTube page for that. If you get on there, it's Mayor Vaughn Productions. I catalog and putting everything on there for you guys. So feel free to get on there and subscribe. That way, if you ever miss, you can always jump on there. Or if you're like me and you want to go back and critique yourself, you can go back and do that. So all works, right?
It all works.
All works. That's right. So, and Daily Jaws. So the newest thing is Ross has added a weekly little kind of cartoon going on. He's got someone who's doing some art for him, and weekly he's going to start posting up. I just funny little, whether it's kind of offtakes or kind of parodies of certain scenes, and I have up the current one right now that he has out there. So it's a little dialogue there between Mr. Spielberg and Bruce about how things are going. So little reflection. So yeah. So you guys get a chance, hop over, check it out. If you don't already, I mean, great stuff. Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
That's
part of my daily routine. Yeah.
Speaking of Spielberg and Bruce, I think I saw a recent post that talks about Spielberg and his lawyer, Bruce Rayner, who, the shark was named after. I 10, 15 years ago, I sent him a picture of the shark to his law office and asked him if he'd autograph it so I could say I had an autographed picture of Bruce. And he sent it back. He didn't sign it, but he included a letter which he signed. So theoretically, I have.
Oh, really?
I have Bruce's autograph.
That's pretty cool. And then recent news with Jaws 50. I mean, on top of the fact that, to be honest with you, you guys are here at the Scarefest, which is really cool. We had a couple winners for the T-shirt contest, right, Mike?
We did indeed.
Yeah. We had three? We had what was Diane Picole, we had Philip Elric and Mikey Waters. And Jeff Sargenson, I believe, right?
Yeah, Jeff, yeah. Geoff.
Yeah. The only reason I know how to pronounce that is I worked with a guy whose name was Jeff, and that's how he spelled it.
I've done that. Yeah, I had some people like that. Patience.
I knew how to spell it because when I was a kid, and they would do Toys R Us TV commercials, it was Jeffrey the Giraffe.
Jeffrey the Giraffe.
Yeah. Baby G. But they would show Jeffrey with the Geoff. Because Jim Rome pronounces it Geoffrey, and I don't
really
think that's how you pronounce it.
No.
So if anybody in England is named Jeffrey or Geoffrey, let us know.
Almost sounds like Joffrey from Game of Thrones. I can't do that.
I don't think anyone else could either. So
I don't think no. We'll stay with Jeffrey.
Yeah, congratulations to those winners. Here's a question from Robert. What did Bruce Raymer think about the shark being named after him? I honestly have no inkling what he thought about that. Never read anything about it. Never.
Yeah, I've never read anything about it. He's very, very private. I think it's because people think of lawyers as sharks.
Sure.
Because Sid Sheinberg was a lawyer, and when he was let go from Jaws 2, John Hancock was interviewed by the National Enquirer, and he said, "Well, the shark ate me," and he was just being funny because the shark ate him. But Sid Sheinberg apparently took offense to that, thinking he meant that the lawyer ate him. But yeah.
I'm going to step away here real quick. Okay, Nate and Mike, I'll be right
back. Go
back.
right ahead. Absolutely. Listen, do that or just you can either walk away, you can pop out and you come back in. I'll put you back in. You do what you need to do. Perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'm going to stop the camera. I'll be right back, guys.
Right, we'll be here.
Take your time. Yep, no rush. So, we've got a special going on tonight. So we got a little preview going on of the Scarefest. And so I thought I'd bring up at least the cover page. I have the website actually sitting off in the dock here that we can pull up then, Mike, if you want me to kind of talk about anything or showcase anything. So
there's a million guests. It's horror themed. So people like Tom Savini is there. Nick Castle is there, who was the original Michael Myers, also a director. Adrienne Barbeau is there from Creepshow. I want to say hi to her because A, she was used to be married to Billy Van Zandt, and B, when I was just a lad in Tampa, my boss, his nephew played, I forget Adrienne Barbeau's character on Maude, played her son, and he went out to California to be his guardian on the set. So I'll share that as well with her. But Daniel Harris is there. Clint Howard is there, who I love, from all the Ron Howard films, and he was on he was on Andy Griffith Show, and he was the kid on Gentle Ben, and he's on that episode of Star Trek with the weird guy with the weird voice that drinks the whatever they call it, the green stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think I mentioned Dylan McDermott's going to be there. It's just going to be a lot of people. Greg Nicotero's there. I'm meeting with Greg. That'll be nice. And I've asked him to be on the show too, because not only did he design the big shark head from the gills up for the first Jaws Fest, but he restored Joe Allen shark it's in the museum in LA. So there we go.
Yeah, Adrian's character was named Carol.
Thank you. Okay, yeah. I just remember Maud and Walter.
Yeah, Maud and Walter. And then Rue McClanahan played her best friend. So they worked together before they were ever on Golden Girls.
Was her name Vivian?
Oh, interesting.
Yes, it was Vivian.
Okay.
And then
We're ready for
Rue.
Maud trivia.
Yeah. So sorry, Jane's facts.
James Wood starred in a CBS series.
I used to love Maud. She's my spirit animal.
Hey, she had, you know what? Very groundbreaking role. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did.
God will get you, Walter. That's what she used to say. That's why I remember his name is Walter. Yeah.
Walter. Yeah. God will get you, Walter. Yeah.
James Wood starred in a CBS drama series.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I like James Wood.
Yeah, Shark in the 2000s. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else we got? Scarefest weekend will be a blast for Michael and JJ. It sounds like it's going to be fun. I was kind of scouring through the website. Outside of looking at the website, I've never been to one. But I mean, it looks like they literally have every minute of the weekend pretty much booked up with some type of activity, where it's viewing a film, whether it's catching a guest, where doing some promotions. I mean, it's all kinds of stuff going on this weekend. Yeah. I mean, as I'm scrolling down through here, just hitting some of the people that are going to be there, and there you go. They're showcasing, people from Jaws there.
Mm-hmm.
So there you got Richard, and you got Jeff, and Susan's going to be there as well.
Jeff, I like that.
Jeff and Jeff, the Jeff and Jeff show. They should do a show, right?
Jeff
and Jeff.
Jeff to the second power.
Jeff and Jeff.
Yep.
Yeah, there you
Jeff
go.
Squared.
Jeff
Halloween people
Yeah,
there.
a bunch of Halloween people there. So Sleepaway Camp. People are going to be there, and the Terrifier. I've only ever seen part of one of the Terrifier films. Apparently, it started out as a very low budget kind of thing, and has really caught some traction. And there's a second one, and they're either working on a third one or maybe in the wings, perhaps.
I have not seen any of them.
It has, it's kind of interesting. Everyone from probably like my son's age on up has gone back, and it's kind of like whether it be Jaws, whether it be like the slasher flicks, or whatever. The younger generation is rediscovering these things, and they're going back and really, really getting into them, and it's spurring them to be able to start to produce and do some of their own things. And what's really interesting now, I think, at least compared to say when we were coming up, was the availability that you have to the technology and the things that you can do now, compared to maybe, our options were like a Super 8 reel until you got into the 80s, and then it was like a VCR camera. I mean, unless you had some film background or some cloud one way or the other. I mean, you were, from what I remember anyway, like, my buddy had a Super 8, no sound. And that's what we would do. We would sit and, shoot that and go back and watch it on the reel to reel and pray to God that nothing snapped or broke. And you put a bed sheet up on the wall. And so, I'm sure you have more.
Scotch tape to splice it back together if it breaks.
Yeah. We're now in the digital age.
Excuse me.
Yeah, there's movies now they make on cell phones. So.
Oh yeah, cell phones and iPads and just the free editing programs that are out there. Yeah, really come a long way. Although, credit to the people though, you got to know how to use them, and that's the thing is, I took the hard road during COVID. I had to learn how to make and edit films for school, just for the kids, to try and keep them interested, and you can only attempt to, stand on your head and spit nickels for so long, and you got to start to learn how to use some of the technology. And, you really, once you learn what goes into it, you really start to appreciate when you see someone doing something, the amount of time and effort that they put into that. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. What we got here? I remember when Amy Steele and Adrienne King were doing a Friday the 13th event. Amy didn't realize the shark was named Bruce. She said, if Bruce and Jason Voorhees ever faced off, her character, Ginny and Adrian's character, Alice, would orchestrate the whole thing. Okay. Sounds pretty good.
I wonder if Jeff Voorhees has ever gotten email for Jason Voorhees.
I've often wondered that. Yeah. I mean, just on how close the names are alone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wonder, Friday the 13th was written by a gentleman named Ron Kurz. Ron Kurz was a theater manager in Baltimore in the late 60s, early 70s. And he worked for the chain that I ended up working for. He was gone before I got there. But I've always wondered, he's recently passed away, but I always wanted to talk to him and kind of ask him where he got the name, the last name Voorhees for the character. I wonder if he had seen, Jaws and said, oh, wow, that's an unusual last name. It's Voorhees. So, yeah.
It would be a good storyline. Gets eaten by a shark, comes back years later. That would explain a lot of stuff. Yeah. Why doesn't Toronto have these festivals? It's got to be Vic. I have no idea, Vic. I couldn't help you out there. We don't have much of that stuff up here my way either. So.
Really?
Philadelphia. Yeah, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Harrisburg area? Nah, not really.
I'm surprised about Philadelphia and Baltimore, but New York, there's a lot of conventions New York.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, New York, like I said, Philly, Baltimore.
How close are you to Cherry Hill?
Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Yeah.
So Philadelphia from here is about an hour and a half.
Okay, that's about what it is from Baltimore.
Yeah, ballpark. So within that realm, I mean, definitely, a drive that you can do. You know what I mean? But where I'm at right now is kind of more or less smack dab center south of the state, Harrisburg. So you're either going to be heading to Philly or you're going to be heading out to Pittsburgh. That generally is where you end up seeing things. Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
Why doesn't Toronto have these? You have round bacon, though, Victor.
I'm really feeling the need to go conning. I've done some of that with my son. We've done some of the Comic-Cons and stuff like that. We've done some drives, and they're pretty cool. It's a fun afternoon. Especially
I do it.
Yeah.
Every summer here in Knoxville, we have Fanboy. Fanboy comes every summer. And I went again, and I got to meet the original Charlie from the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And they had the Lord of the Rings panel here. Sean Astin was here. John Rhys Davies was here. Graham McTavish from Outlander was here because he was in The Hobbit. It's so much fun. It's so much fun to see everybody just come dressed up or whatever. But it's fun for me, and I enjoy doing it. And they have some here, Chattanooga, Nashville, Knoxville, the Carolinas. I guess Victor just needs to move his butt over to here if he wants to go. So, yeah. But it's so much fun. So much fun. It's very funny.
What else we got? I hope Nate didn't show Jaws the Revenger, Jaws 3D. I did not. We're all safe. It's all good. Yeah, you got to have a safe word. We'll call that Jaws 3D.
Safe word.
Yeah. That would have been Jay's safe
Ridiculous.
word, banana boat. You remember that all the time that you guys, all the shows you guys did, and the one night you guys were on, they completely slammed you over that scene.
Yeah, I know. And we had the disclaimers. We ran everything. We gave Universal and NBC credit. It may be because it's like the only decent scene in the film, and it's like, oh, come on, you're showing the best part. No one's going to want to watch it because they've just seen the best 2 minutes. So
yeah, I tried to do a little research on the disclaimers, and apparently the disclaimers are a good idea, but apparently also they'll only get you so far. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe someone was in a bad mood that night, and I don't know. Hard to say.
Speaking of Jaws Revenge, Michael Caine said he's retiring.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw
He's
that.
gone.
Yeah, walking away from it. I mean,
Yep.
you guys had an amazing career, though. You know, really has tremendous career.
Yeah, he's got one more movie coming out, though, Mike, doesn't he?
I don't know. I haven't.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last thing he did. He just worked so sporadically, kind of like, you know, Sean Connery just kind of drifted away, and you never knew if he was retiring or not. And then he just never did another film. So at least Michael Caine fans aren't, you know, going to wait for him and say, "Oh, when's the next film coming out?" He's not going to do it.
It's based on a true story about a military person that was in World War II, and he travels out of the nursing home to visit, but it was based on a true story. So I think that was his last one that he's doing. Yeah. And it really looked pretty good.
Good.
Just the Jaws Revenge was the end credits. Yeah, that's probably true. There's a couple good spots in there. First 15 minutes are my favorite there. Yeah. Never forget Michael Caine for going up against the Kingsman. Yeah. That's quite a fondling to it.
Let's see. Yeah, here it is. It's called The Great Escaper. That's the last one he did.
That's his last film?
Yeah, this is the last one that IMDb has. Yeah. Escapes from his care home to attend the 70th anniversary of D-Day landing in France.
Oh wow!
So he escapes the nursing home to make sure he gets there. And I think there's something about like the media got a hold of it and followed him along with his travels. And it's based on a true story.
Oh, okay.
No kidding. Oh, so
yeah.
I was thinking maybe it would be like a comedy, you know, or something, you know, kind of like Bucket List or something, you know, where I don't know, Michael Caine.
Something funny, you know, like Alfie or something to, you know, but no, I saw a preview about it, and I want to see it because it looks good. I like Michael Caine anyway, and so that's his last one. So congratulations, sir.
Caine Mutiny was a great movie.
Yeah, thanks for all the good times. Yeah. Blame It on Rio was hilarious.
Blame It on Rio.
I love Blame
It on
movie?
Rio.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what Michael Caine movie?
The Odd Couple. Yes. And they had to get a waiver. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know what Michael Caine movie haunted me as a kid? He did a movie when I was a kid called The Hand. Do you remember that?
Yeah, Oliver Stone. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, it was a horror movie. So he was in a freak accident. I can't remember if he was like, I don't know, he was in a car, maybe arguing with his wife, and he had his arm out the window, and a car is coming the other way in this little 1-lane road, and the car hits him and takes his hand off. This real tragic accident. The hand comes alive. It's like the Addams Family, you know.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember, kids, when you were a kid, your mom always told you, don't put your arm out the window.
Yeah, arms outside.
End up like Michael Caine.
That's right. You know, for Blame It on Rio, they had to get a waiver signed. Michelle Johnson, that plays the girl that has the fling with Michael Caine, she was only 17 when they filmed it, and they had to get a waiver from her parents because, sadly, she had to go topless. So, yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Had to have consent.
Yeah. Do you mind if we throw your daughter's boobs up on the screen here?
Well, I always liked him in Death Trap with Chris Reeves and Diane Cannon.
Oh yeah.
That's a good movie. Yeah. He escapes from a care home for Jaws 75. What is wrong with you?
That's a great comment. Sorry, I love when you get those one that hit you from left field. Who was it? Was it Dean or somebody that posted the other day? It was a picture of the billboard sign from Jaws, and it said and he said his comment was something like, "I don't know, never mind Jaws 50th. Did you realize that the regatta is up this year? That whatever the regatta."
Oh, I did see that. Yes, that was good.
Regatta?
Yes, yeah, the regatta. Oh my gosh!
The most brilliant thing that none of us saw.
Really, Dick Van Dyke can do a Cockney accent, Robert. What are you talking about? John Trainer, who lives over in England, a great Jaws fan and friend for almost 20 years. He does a great Michael Caine, and he would when we did our Behind the Mics podcast for our 200th episode, he did the intro because we've had Tom Savini and Lee Ermey, and we had celebrities that would do Tom Kane, who was the voice of Yoda in the animated series. They would do intros, but for the 200th episode, John Trainer did it, but he goes, "I can't do an accent." He's like, "Hello, this might be Michael Caine, and you're listening to," but it sounded just like Michael Caine. So if anyone asks, it was Michael Caine. If you buy his book, talk about he took his name from the Caine Mutiny. His real name, I believe, was Maurice Micklewhite. But a great book, and he also did the audio book. So if you want to listen to Michael Caine for 3 hours, it's an amazing story, his life. How he started out, how he became an actor. It's worth looking for. I don't know if it's out of print or not, but you can probably find it on eBay.
There's a couple of good documentaries out there on him. I watched one or two, and it was kind of neat because he wasn't, your typical guy. I believe he came from a blue collar family or upbringing, and kind of broke into things kind of late, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And I mean, of all the older movies he did that were fabulous, whether it be The Italian Job or some of the other ones we're touching on, his scene in when he portrayed Alfred in the Batman films, I just thought was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I really did. There was a scene where he almost comes to tears.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was in The Dark Knight, and he's telling the story about how they went to get a couple jewel teeth or something like that. And he said, "So did you catch him?" I said, "Yeah, we had to burn the jungle down to get him." It's just amazing. And there's something that I don't remember what the scene was, but he almost comes to tears, and it's such an emotional moment. You're going, "Oh my gosh." I mean, who else could have pulled that off the way he did and told the way he did?
Was it so when impressive. It was at Bruce Wayne's gravesite, and he goes, "I wish I could have saved you," or something like that. And he was really, really emotional.
Might have been when what's his name, who played Two-Face, and the girl ended up dying. It might have been after that too. Because remember, she wrote a note for him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But Christopher Nolan, I mean, pretty much every major actor in Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy has at least one Oscar. Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, Gary Oldman, Heath Ledger. He stocked it with talented people, and not that the Tim Burton weren't talented, Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson, but I think with Tim Burton's Batman, and then especially after Christopher Nolan's trilogy, they weren't just comic book movies. They were films. that people took seriously. I mean, the reason there are now 10 films nominated every year for the Academy Awards was because there was such an uproar that The Dark Knight. What was the second film?
Was it Batman
The
Begins?
Dark Knight was
the second
Batman Begins was the origin story. It was Dark Knight was the second one with Heath Ledger, and then the third one was Dark Knight Rises.
Okay.
So yeah, the second one, the outrage that was not nominated for Best Picture because it was looked on as a comic book film. But yeah, it was a great movie. So yeah.
It's just a different telling of it.
Well, and to be honest with you, so the Christopher Nolan series was the first time they brought light to the origin story of Batman on film. I mean, they really hadn't to that point. There was no, where did Batman come from, and how did he evolve, and how did he become who he was? It was the first time that ever made it to film. I mean, you look at all the other films and TV shows, it was just, this is Batman. Yeah.
It's like, usually it says, here's his parents get killed, the pearls fly in slow motion, and then he's Batman. So it was just
30 years later.
Yeah. So, yeah. That should be our next back in the day, talk about the Batman films.
Oh, I would love to do a Batman. I'm a huge Batman.
See, I suggested Superman, so okay. Well,
there you go.
All right.
I did. So we'll do a Batman. I'm game for that.
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Matt Drenenberg, Matt's on here, and he says it's Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and then The Dark Knight Rises. There you go.
Thank you, bud.
Those are the three.
Yep. Thanks, Matt.
You still mad at me? I'm sorry.
What did you do?
I'm in a fantasy league with him, and I do it, and I told him I do it just because he does it, because we've been friends going on 50 years, and it's something for me to do with him. And I dropped 2 players that were injured, thinking that I was just moving them off to the injured list. And I dropped them. They were really good players, and somebody else snagged them up. So I'm driving this morning. He calls me like at 7 o'clock. He goes, "Are you stupid? Do you know what you do?" I guess I didn't. No, I'm sorry, but it's a Guitar Gods league, and my team is Rick Springfield, and Rick Springfield hasn't won a game all year. So even with those players, I wasn't going to win.
Oh my goodness!
I'm sorry.
I don't even get involved in it. The older I get, the less I follow a lot of professional sports. So to be honest with you, I work in an elementary school, and so it's myself and like 2 other men and a whole bunch of women. And so every year they do the basketball bracket leagues. They do the football, and they're like, "So Nate, what do you think?" And my answer is usually like, "I really like the shade of blue on that team's jersey, so I'm going to go with
jersey color."
I just don't follow much anymore, It's,
oh my gosh, that's like Donkey with Shrek at the swamp. That's a boulder. I like that boulder. That's a nice boulder.
I mean, my wife still religiously watches football. I catch it here and there, but I just don't follow as much anymore. I catch a couple key games throughout the season and stuff like that, and sit back and listen to the younger guys talk, and that's about the extent of it. So yeah.
Victor, no.
Uh-oh. What do you say? I gotta look.
Wait. Was it this?
Oh. Why are you gonna put that up there? Take it down. No.
There you go, Jane. You got a request now.
No, I'm dressing up as a Dalmatian. No.
You and Michelle Pfeiffer next week.
I am not. Which reminds me, I may not be able to. I don't know if I'll be able to join next week. I'll try, but I was going to dress up for Halloween, for the Halloween show, because it's close to Halloween. But I am not doing Catwoman.
Well.
Okay. Gotta be a good sport. Come on.
Victor, you're crazy. Oh my god.
The interview I read that when Halle Berry shot Catwoman, they had her pounding so much protein powder that she was having such stomach issues that at times it was unbearable to be on the set of the film to try and, keep the muscle mass and the look and all that stuff
well,
up.
you
And,
know what? It kind of, and medically
mean-
speaking, that's not, you got to have other things to go with the protein to function. And,
oh, yeah.
Keith being the dietitian that he is, and yeah, no, that's not good. Have you ever, but talking about Catwoman, have you ever seen Michelle Pfeiffer with the whip? Doing when she's in this mall and she look up.
Yeah.
Yes, look up her doing it was one shot. She did it in one shot. She took the whip, she whipped the mannequins' heads off, and it was like did it in one take. One take in heels with that whip. And you see Tim Burton after, because he yells cut, and you see him walk over to her and just like pure joy. She got to stand, like everybody's cheering for her. The woman has got skill to do that. So Victor, if you want me to do that, I need some training first. Okay.
Okay. Trivia question.
That'll make up for Grease 2. All right, trivia question.
What was her first scene in a major movie?
What was who?
How's that sound? What was her first major movie? She had a very, very small part.
Linda Carter's?
Michelle Pfeiffer. First movie.
Michelle Pfeiffer?
Mm-hmm.
Scarface?
Earlier.
Scarface?
Well, would it be earlier?
Oh, okay, that's far back. I think last place I saw her in Scarface, and of course there was Grease 2.
Grease 2.
You know what? I could be off on time. One of her early. She was in for very briefly, just a couple seconds. Animal House.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Where's your Nate's facts?
Nate's facts.
She was in. I will have to look it up and verify that. Maybe next week I'll pull the clip up, but I'm pretty sure that when the guys were going in to pick up their date. So if you remember it was like, oh, my girlfriend, went to pick up his girlfriend at the all girls college, and the whole story about how the girlfriend died. She was one of the girls there. I'm almost 100% positive on that one.
Fawn Leibowitz. Yes.
What?
Yeah, that's right. Leibowitz. Yeah. You know what? I'll see if I can't. Don't hold me. I'm gonna try and find the clip. It was very brief. I'm talking a couple seconds, but I'm pretty sure that's where she got her start. Yeah.
That's right around the time as where Scarface came around. I mean, it was early 80s.
That's why I'm saying late 70s.
70s, early 80s. Uh-huh.
Yeah. What was 77, 78?
78 was Animal House.
Yeah.
Sure.
Belushi came president of Universal Studios at the end of that movie.
Yeah. Gina Davis just did a thing where they were talking about Brad Pitt and Thelma and Louise, and she said that there were 4 actors that they considered, and Brad Pitt got the part, but the other 3 were Grant Shaw, who I think was on Melrose Place, Mark Ruffalo. I can't see Mark Ruffalo is that, and George Clooney. Yeah. And I can't see George Clooney in that part either. So Brad Pitt was perfect.
Right.
Yeah. Yep, I agree with that.
Carter's my favorite one. Yes, mine too.
Hey, darling.
Yeah. That's Sonia, I believe. Sonia is good to be on here again.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row. Good
I'm so glad she got on. Yay.
Yeah. How are you all doing? We're all doing well. All great to be here. Thursday night. That's right. Always the high point of the week. Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
So I'm going to ask Michael. So Michael, what do you expect for us to really do, or me to do this weekend for you? Besides have fun.
Have fun. We'll do some videos and talk to people and hand out flyers and get everybody interested.
Awesome. Yep. Okay.
So it's more or less just kind of have a little fun and freelance. I didn't know if you guys, like, you had like a set schedule or anything that you guys had to do. So, no.
Because I was going to ask if you were doing the Q&A, but I guess you're not. Somebody else is doing the panel?
No. Okay. Yeah, they have somebody else that does the panel.
Okay.
I'll warn them. I'll say, ask Richard about his book and don't bring up The Shark is Broken.
Speaking of which, wait a minute. Speaking of which, did you see this on the Jaws 50?
What'd I miss?
No, what?
He went and saw the play.
Oh, he did?
Richard did.
Yeah, he did.
Ooh.
It's on there. Jaws. Yeah, I just saw it. He was there, and he's pictured with Alex Brightman, Ian, and Colin. So yes, he was there.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Maybe you can ask him about. I'll have to find out, because when I was talking with Svetlana, she did not seem to.
And I want to say it was People Magazine, and I'm going to show this. I don't know if you can see. You probably won't be able to see it, but it's on the Jaws 50 page.
Yeah, give me a second here, and I will will try and get that up for us.
Good.
Yeah.
Richard Dreyfuss visits Broadway's Jaws themed play, The Shark is Broken, 48 years after starring in it. People.com.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he has a better opinion of it. Good.
Well, and my hopes are with that perhaps, maybe he sees that was done in light of, as opposed to mocking him. Because,
we got to get pictures, because this is awesome.
Here, I've got us up here. Let me move us out of the way, and we can take a look here.
And he was, there it is. And he was with Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg was there that night with him. So this was yesterday.
People.com. Wow. Yeah.
There you go, guys.
Oh, good.
It's such a subjective.
Let's talk Jaws Live. Thanks to People Magazine. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I mean, I hope he did it and went and enjoyed it. I really do. I saw it and blown away and amazed by it. And then after, Mike, after, you and I kind of chatted a little bit there, I was like, ooh, I could see how maybe that could have been taken out of context or taken, how his character was portrayed. But my hopes are that wasn't done to demean him by, and I wouldn't imagine that it was, but still, yeah.
Well, I'm sure he had a great time with Ian, because he had the utmost respect for Robert Shaw. He loved Robert Shaw, both as an actor and a person. And a lot of times that's misconstrued. The tension that was between them was beneficial to the role. And, because that's like one of the questions he's always asked. Jane, trust me, somebody's going to ask it Saturday. Did you hate Robert Shaw? And, and he'll tell the story, and he might start crying. Well, good. I'm glad he went. We'll have to ask him what he thought.
Yeah. He was so very sentimental when I was there at SharkCon with you, and how he talked about Robert. And I've seen interviews of him, like when he met Robert's granddaughter on a television show in Ireland. Yeah, and he just broke down. Yeah. So there's lots of emotion there and respect, and you can say that. And Mike's right; they take it out of context. Just he was young, and things happen, but that's what happens when you have coworkers. I've said that before.
And I think you take a bigger liberty for the sake of trying to make the show and the characters work as well.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah. That method acting kind of a deal. You keep into character, and you're going to have that clash even behind or in front of the camera. But he really did, and a lot of people were just sitting there going, "Oh," when I was sitting in the audience, and Mike was doing the Q&A, and he was telling stories, and there was these, "Oh, well, they really did like each other." Yeah, they got along. They were great together.
Yeah, it would be neat, obviously, if Robert was still around, or if his son, knew enough or found out in the diaries, because there was always that question, and in my mind, they were at each other's throats off the camera. Number one, out of boredom. Number
Correct.
two, because in my mind, the evil genius of Robert Shaw was, if we're going to really pull off this relationship, we've got to make it real. And so if I can torment and piss him off at any chance I get, it's going to show up on screen. Seriously, I mean, I've always been a firm believer of that.
Yeah,
always.
You're right.
And what's interesting is in one of the interviews that I saw, and I'm sure many people have seen with Richard, and I can't remember if it was on one of the documentaries, if it was on one of the CDs, like the 30th anniversary or something, he said that Robert had said to him, and they agreed that they were going to do a little bit of stage acting at some point in time. And unfortunately, it never came to fruition.
In 10 years. When I did the Q&A with him here, or out here, I'm in Kentucky. When I did the Q&A in Kansas City, they were going to do Shakespeare together in 10 years because he was too young then to do it. He said, or he would have done it immediately. So
he needed to mature as an actor.
Yes.
Yeah, and I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yes, Robert, they did indeed get along.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
I'm vindicated. It's okay. You'll be fine.
Don't ask about Bill Murray, though.
No.
I've heard the story about the ashtray and being drunk. So, hey, can you blame him?
No.
So. Well, we got no lipstick for Michelle Pfeiffer. I'm going to track that clip down. If it's not Michelle Pfeiffer, it's someone close. And you guys know how I am with names. I don't work well names, but I'm going to look that up. I'm about 99% positive that that's going to be one of my pieces of homework.
If it's something like that, she might not be in the credits. I mean,
there
Kevin
it
Costner's
is.
in Night Shift.
Exactly.
The
Big Chill.
Yeah, he's also in The Big Chill. His arms in The Big
Chill. Didn't see him, but he's in there. You saw his.
Yeah.
What the chest was it? So
a lot of times, Daryl Hannah's in The Fury. Deborah Winger's in Thank God It's Friday. A lot of people got early starts. They don't make IMDb. So
and they won't get, if they're extras, they're not going to get a credit.
Sure. Yeah.
So that may be at that time anyway.
Nate, I want to say, and it just hit me, I think Michelle Pfeiffer was on the very short-lived Delta House television series.
Oh,
maybe that's what it was.
Maybe that's where it is.
Maybe it was the show and not the movie.
I think with a couple of the movie cast carried over, maybe she was on that.
You know what? You very well, and honestly, I would trust your judgment over mine. You very well are probably on about that. I remember seeing her, and maybe that's what it was, because there was Delta House, and there was like 2 or 3 other college spinoffs that Delta House actually had a couple of original characters. Yeah. Okay. All right. Someone said I mentioned Delta House a bit ago.
Michael Biehn is in Grease. So, I don't think that's on IMDb. Michael Bihn's in Grease. So.
Yeah. I'll look that up, but you know what, Mike? That sounds right.
Oh, Matt says he mentioned Delta House a bit ago. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Matt.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to scroll through definitely try and get through the comments here. So I apologize if I missed that.
So he says that, but you post up the Catwoman comment from Victor. Really? Really?
It's easy when you're a couple states away, Janie,
Oh my God. There's a plane that flies out every hour. Okay.
He's an internet tough guy up in Maine. Internet
bully. That's right. That's me.
God.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, Jane. There's some hazing
going
on here. I apologize.
No, you're not.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
it's all
man.
in good fun. That's fine. That's fine.
This is what makes it fun, Sure. The interaction,
Oh my God. But I am dressing as a Dalmatian for work, so okay.
Thinking about those. Yes, I was. Speaking of horrid drops, remember Jackie Smith in the Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Matt was a Cowboy fan. I got him Jackie Smith's autograph because remember he famously dropped the pass in the end zone. So I got him an autograph on a Dallas helmet, and I told him when I tossed the Sharpie to Jackie Smith, he dropped it. So.
That's wrong. Oh my God.
There you go, 1979 Super Bowl.
There you go.
Yeah.
I used to when Matt was in Germany. Back then that's when home video really started, and he was over there before I was, and you have nothing over there but Armed Forces television, and I used to make videos for him because you could buy a movie and copy it, and I would here's the latest stuff that came out, and every now and then I had a best of Super Bowl tape, and every now and then he'd be in the middle of a movie, and it would be like, well, the murderer is, and then Staubach back to pass, Smith in the end zone. Oh my God, he dropped the ball. Jackie Smith has to be the loneliest man in the world right now. And then I'd go back to the movie. So yeah.
Oh my God. I love it.
That's why we're friends for 50 years.
Sonia, I will send you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sonia, I'll send you a message about my sister. There was a little incident with my sister last weekend, but I'll let you know. Everything's fine. But I'll keep you posted, honey. So.
Good to hear she's doing well, at least.
Yeah, she is. So, but I'll talk to you later about it. I'm excited. I've already got my t-shirt picked out of what I'm going to wear. But if I get that t-shirt prior, because I'm driving up early Saturday morning, Mike. Okay. I don't care to wear that t-shirt around that day. I think that would be fun. The Jaws 50 shirt.
Oh, the Jaws 50 shirt?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Gotta wear that around all day. You kidding?
I would totally wear that around all day. So yeah, absolutely. That sounds like looks like fun.
Definitely going to be my show shirt from now on, without a doubt. Yeah, very cool. So you got shirts going around. You got your flyers going around, Mike. So you're definitely kind of putting the word out there for the show.
Business trip. I should write this off. This is a business trip. Yeah,
that's right. Need like a bunch of business cards and all kinds of good stuff. Could have shot a bunch of links out for you. There you go. Media mic on one side.
Yeah, it'll just be. I mean, just to meet people that that's what the best thing. But great thing about the two Jaws Fest is I got to meet people that I talked to online. I mean, that's where we met. We met Jane and John in 2012 at Jaws Fest. I met Jim Beller and Jay Gove and Jim Gillette, Eric Hollander, and Eddie McCormick, and the 6 other people that lived in the cabin with us. They were just names on the screen. So
yeah.
And that's one of my biggest things that I'm looking forward to on the 50th. As much as I want to be on the island on the 50th, and as much as I love being on the island, all of you guys that I've met, and we talk to all the time. I've never met you guys in person. Whether it's the two of you, or Keith, or Jamie, or Victor. I mean, all these guys. I mean, we talk every week. It's like we know each other really well, but never even met each other in person. So it's going to be a real pretty cool experience. I think that's going to mean as much to me as the event, to be honest with you. Really.
And really Mike's right about it, because it is kind of like, when he says amity, it means friendship. It really is, because when John and I first went, we had met Donna before. Donna had met us when John and I got married in Edgartown. Mm-hmm. We eloped. And then when Jaws Fest came around, then she's like, oh, we're having a barbecue. Come on over whenever you're ready. We're having a cake for her husband, Art. She cooked. She cooked and grilled. And so John is like, I don't know if we can do this. I'm like, no, we're going to go. And we showed up with a bottle of white wine and a bottle of red. And the first thing I said is, I didn't know what you were serving.
I didn't know you were serving. And then you went, is anybody eating this?
Is anybody eating this? And I went, and that's how it's, if you say a line or you just recite anything, they're going to respond and you're friends forever. That's how it is. And Juanita and I really hit it off at Backdoor Donuts. We had the best adventure there that night. And it's been a blessing. It's been a really, really good blessing for me to meet all these people. And now that, even the people who have worked on the set that I know, listen, you're good friends with them when they send you a message. Hey, Janie, I'm having a colonoscopy. What do I do? Now I'm not a fan anymore. I'm their nurse. It's so much fun. And it's so, you get to see them as a person, you talk to them, and it's such a great time, Nate. I'm really looking forward to number 50. I am ready to go.
I mean, we typically go up every other year, and we postpone going up this summer for next summer. Yeah. Definitely got it set. So
I will be selling a kidney and a lung for me to go. So just to let you know. So.
Yeah, that's the one, the tractor, but so worth it. We love it up there so much. My only hopes are it's closer to the 20th as opposed to the beginning of June, because the beginning of June, I am getting out of school and trying to get off. That time period is next to impossible, just because you're literally wrapping up the year, and all the administrative paperwork that's involved in that. So my hopes are,
Can you get FMLA papers? You've got a nurse here that can fill them out for you. So, we can do that.
So what you're saying is, as long as I throw myself down a flight of stairs in front of one of the school cameras, you can sign off and I'm good to go.
Absolutely. We can get you a doctor's note. And I know a great orthopedist. It's just, we'll get you. We'll get you there.
I'll be under your care.
When is school out? Well, that'll be 2 years. When's it normally out, I should say?
Yeah.
First week of June, or
it's always early June. To be honest with you, anymore, it's kind of dictated by when testing happens. And the problem with testing is on a floating schedule. Testing can happen anywhere from the beginning of April, usually more middle April, to the beginning of May. So generally, if the testing, which gets announced usually at the end of summer, beginning of the school year, if it's an earlier testing year, oftentimes you'll see us wrap up a little earlier. But so usually anywhere between the 3rd and the 10th. But then it's also dictated then if you have a lot of snow days. However,
right. I
mean, last year we had none. This year, from what they're saying, it's going to be another dry winter. So, I would think on the latter side of it. Now, that's when the kids are done. We always have to do a couple days after the kids, but something like that wouldn't be hard for me to get out of.
Yeah.
But if it's a day that the kids are there,
I think Donna said they had something. There's something going on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking against the spot on my laptop. I'm sorry. I don't realize I'm camera here. But there's something set for June 20th. Some kind of thing they do every year, which is a Friday. Right. So it might be either the 6th or the 13th. And I would prefer June because it's much cheaper. Because, talk about, Jane selling a lung and a kidney. It was, August. It was the height. It couldn't have gotten more expensive on Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
Well, the crowds alone.
Yeah.
I
mean,
this is more
crowded. The home that John and I had rented when we took my mom and my 2 nieces for the week, it was very reasonable. And we stayed in one of these little, Cape Cod homes that had a loft, 3 bedrooms on the bottom, 2 bathrooms, and it was like, I want to say it was like $1,500 for the week, which I did not think was bad for it to be completely furnished. You know, it was the bus stop was right down the road. It was very well located.
Yeah, Jen's parents have had a place down at the shore in Delaware for the last 40 years, and they sold it about 5-6 years ago. And we'll often go down for like a week, and we'll take them down, and we'll go and we'll split a house with them. And I'll be honest with you, renting a house on Martha's Vineyard is pretty comparable to renting a house down around like Rehoboth, Delaware anymore. I mean, it's not much difference. It really is.
Yeah.
Now, other things that cost a little more, but keep in mind that you're in a popular vacation spot, and you're on an island, so that's correct. It does drive the cost up, but either way, honestly, I'm probably planning on being there. I don't know, somewhere around like the 7th or whatever, or the 10th. But we are looking at, we would go up for like a week at a time, and then we would skip and go every other year. And we did 2 weeks the last 2 times, and that was amazing because the first week you get everything out of the way, and the second week it's like R&R. Like, what do you feel like doing? So we're looking at doing 2 weeks. The possibility, if we can swing it, maybe even doing a third week. So no matter what, we're going to be there. I mean,
cool.
You don't have to worry about that. Yeah.
Ideally, by this time next year, they'll have something set, because
I would assume
you're 8 months out. You'll be able to plan housing and what you need for this and what you need for that. So this time next year will be.
Yeah, because my niece Abby, which I know none of you have met, but Mike has heard me talk about her. She's wanting to go. She's like, we're gonna go, Aunt Janie. It's Bruce's 50th birthday. We gotta go. And I'm taking the baby with me. Because she's a mom now, and Aunt Janie's got to put some plans together. So, it'll be fun. Generations will go and enjoy it.
Yeah, we're my son and his wife are coming, bringing the grandkids. So we're going to do.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, don't tell Juanita, but we're going to do a 3-generation jump off the Jaws Bridge. So
you just incriminated yourself. You know that, right?
I'll jump with you guys if you need somebody. Let me know. I jump every time we go. Hey, my 80-year-old father-in-law jumped with me last year. That was cool.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That is amazing. Yeah. We actually we just decided just in the last like 2 weeks. My wife went down a handful of weeks ago and did a race. I told you it's where I got the shirt from. She went up and did a race on the Cape. She and her girlfriend did a long weekend, and I want to go back up and hit a couple towns I hadn't been to up there yet. Like I haven't been up to Provincetown yet, just because it's summertime. Trying to drive all the way up there. And so we're going to go up over Easter break, and take like 4 days and just do a road trip up there and just stay, I don't know, like around like Chatham or Sandwich or Truro or something like that, and just kind of bounce around the Cape. And then we're going to take at least an afternoon, probably go out like late morning, and then just hop into Oak Bluffs for the afternoon. And I'm going to give Donna a call. I want to let her know that we're going to be around, so I wouldn't mind popping in and saying hi to her while we're there. Honestly, just get off and just kick around a little bit. I'd love to go to offshore, just grab something to eat and a local beer, and maybe see 1 or 2 people that we know there, and just an afternoon, just having fun. So yeah,
that sounds like a dream right there. I like that. I want to go.
It'd be a good thing.
I want to go. I need a vacation.
Well, hey,
I need a vacation.
You're south of me, though. See, if you were like between me and I'd pick you up on the way.
I know. I don't know. Hopefully, things will be better for me next year, to where I can go and travel and stuff. So we'll see.
Either way.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
Well, hey guys, I think we're at a pretty good place here to wrap it up. I think we've gotten into some, scratch the surface a little bit with what's going on with the weekend with the Scarefest. And guys, hop on the website. There's a ton of information, everything from the panel to the schedules. They're even doing like education, like classrooms on films. There's a lot of things going on, and I think you'll be able to get on and view some of that from time to time. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, take a look and look into that. And Mike, I hope that you and Janie have a wonderful time while you're there. And yeah, if you get a chance to get a picture or video, great. If you don't, just go have a good time and have fun. Hand out a couple shirts and some flyers, and we'll be back at it and talk about it when you guys get back.
Yep, absolutely. So, and I will be in my Dalmatian outfit when I come back next week. No Catwoman.
No Catwoman.
No.
Dalmatian woman.
Catwoman.
No.
Okay.
You know that 95% of Dalmatians are deaf because of inbreeding?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Really?
Very common. Yeah.
Well, I guess my office screwed up picking that doing that because we're dressing up as Dalmatians, and one of the girls is dressing up as Cruella de Vil. So for Halloween. So
you know what though? Then you have a complete excuse for not listening to a damn thing anyone says all day at work that day when you're in your Dalmatian costume. But they're mostly deaf, right?
No, but I'm going to use that now, and I'm going to go get me a doggy toy. I'm going to go and take me a doggy toy too that day, so it's going to be hilarious. I can't wait.
You're like Daniel Day-Lewis. You get into that character and you stay the Dalmatian.
I'm just going to
say the whole time. That's right. That's right. Once Abraham Lincoln, you're Abraham Lincoln for the whole film. There you go.
Henry Thomas told me a story. I said, there's a scene in Gangs of New York where he pins you against the wall and he stabs a knife above your head. I said, were you scared? And he says, yeah, he actually hit me once. He didn't cut me, but the knife hit me. But he said, look at this. And he showed me a picture. It was them on the set. It was Henry Thomas and DiCaprio sitting in director's chairs. Daniel Day-Lewis was sitting on a stool that had been made in the 1870s because that's all he would sit on, because they didn't have director's chairs in the 1870s.
That's right. That's the method acting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it right there. So I'm just going to be method acting as a Dalmatian that day, and we'll see how it goes. I have to work 2 offices that day, so I will try my best to be here. So,
either way, all right, guys, we're going to end it on that note. So, thank you, Janie. Thank you for again getting on and helping out, and Mike, I really appreciate you making the trip and getting on from your remote location today, buddy. And
live in Lexington, Kentucky,
live from the Bluegrass State.
A Bluegrass State.
That's it.
We're straight.
That's it. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Awesome.
I will see you, Mike, on Saturday. I'll get in touch with you and meet up, and we will have a blast.
All right. I love it. I'm ready to go. Fins up, everybody.
Fins up, guys. Thank you very much.
All right.
Again, guys. Enjoy the show. Take care.